and welcome to today's Sunday Sunshine Show video, where today we are going to be doing a craft. I have no idea what Maree is doing. I don't think Tina is bringing a video to you guys this Sunday. So it's just going to be me and Maree, but please go over and watch one of Tina's older videos. I know she would appreciate that. So if you have just stumbled across my video and you don't know what the Sunday Sunshine Show is, every Sunday I do a collaboration with two other British ladies. That's Tina and Maree. They both live in England. I live in Dallas. And we call ourselves the Transatlantic Housewives of YouTube, just for a bit of fun, because we do live across the Atlantic from one another. So every Sunday we bring you a video at 7:30 a.m. and every Sunday is going to be a completely different topic. Last Sunday we brought a video about Valentine's. This is a craft. Next week it will be something completely different. If you're interested in having a bit of fun every Sunday morning, a cup of coffee, watch 3/4 of an hour of videos, because we do like to keep our videos to 15 minutes each, so you have enough time to get on with your day. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we upload. Anyway, let's jump into introducing you to Tina and Maree, and then we'll start our craft. Okay, I am going to attempt to make a clay bowl, not something that you can eat out of. It's going to be a decorative bowl that I hope, if it works out, I'm going to put it in my spare bathroom. So I'm going to use one of these craft balls. It's a half ball, it's a foam. You can hear it crunchy when I press it in a little bit. I got it from Walmart. I think it was around $2.99. Then I'm going to use this air dry clay. It should be white, and I got this from the children's crafty section in Walmart, and I think this cost $5.99. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure the width of this. So it's 30 centimeters, and that gives me the distance of how much I need to roll this clay out. I'm going to cut this plastic off because I don't want the texture. You see how it's got the texture here and here where they've shrink wrapped it? I don't want that coming through. However, I do want the texture. You see this, if I zoom in, this lovely texture. I want that to transfer onto the clay. Hopefully, not too much of this will fall off. So we've got 30 centimeters. We'll need a rolling pin. If you don't own one, or you don't want to use your cooking rolling pin for clay, there are always rolling pins in the thrift store. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to assume when it dries, it will dry white. Got my rolling pin. It's quite easy to manipulate, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to roll out. So we're going to break some off. I'll probably do half. We'll see how it rolls out the first time. Now I'm rolling this out on a glass chopping board. Ugh. Yeah, this is going to take a while to try and manipulate this into a round that I can then roll out to 30 centimeters round. I also don't know how long this takes to dry. So you might see a couple of outfit changes. I might have to finish this tomorrow. But if I get this into a round first, it's almost like rolling out pastry. Now, when I was at college, one of my A-levels was A-level art, and I did actually work with clay, but it was a really rusty, wet clay. It wasn't like this. And it was the type of clay that you had to fire in a kiln. So our teacher would put it in the kiln for us, but I really enjoyed working with the clay. If you don't have a tape measure also, and you want to measure something, just use a piece of string. I'm adding quite a bit of pressure to the rolling pin to kind of stretch it out. And I want this pot to look quite rustic. I do not want it to look nice and smooth and perfect. That's 4mm thick now. So now I want to go, actually, you know what? I could use this box. I was going to say I'll go get a mug, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to take my form and just sit this on top. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure about is when it dries, will I be able to get this out? You know what? I am going to use some plastic wrap. I'm going to cover that form in plastic wrap, and hopefully that will stop it sticking. I might lose some of that texture that I wanted to create. So this is what it now looks like, a little mushroom. Turn it around and show you the odd shape that it is. I want it to be rustic. I don't want like a cereal bowl. I want these raw edges. And look, I love that little rip there. Right, we're going to pull some of this off to one side, not that much. I think this is too much, but I want to err on the side of caution. The next part, I am going to roll into a long, thin sausage so I can put a ring on the bottom as its base. Right, I'll leave that there just for a second. Now, in order to stick clay to clay, you have to make something called a slurry. I'm probably going to just use a little bit of this. And what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of clay and a little bit of water. Like so. Hold on, let me. Like so. And you're just going to mix it up into a little paste. Actually, this is the fun part. This is where you get really messy. So you're going to get really in there, get nice and watery. You see how it starts to almost dissolve? Nice and messy. And this is called the slurry. So you want to do a ring of water, roughly where you want to put your sausage. Let's see how big I want this to be. So measure it out, be about that big. You can get this wet. And then you want to get a knife. And you want to do something called a cross hatch. You want to scuff up the clay so when you lay this on, it has something to grab onto. So it's not nice and smooth. And then when it dries up, it will separate. So kind of doing a rough circle here. And then kind of rough up. Which one was it? It was this one, right? Or was it this one? I think it was this one. I'm going to scruff this up. And then the two scruffed up sides you want to place together, like so. Take your slurry, your fingers are nice and wet and gooey and messy, and you kind of just want to blend this in. You can use your nail, get into the groove. And this is the part, if you want to put your initials in the bottom of the pot, you can do. You see, I'm just taking my fingernail and smoothing the two together. Now I want to create a little bit of texture. Let me wash my hands a little bit. I've got this little drain thing that you put in the drain to catch your little pieces of vegetables and that. I'm just going to press this in at certain points. also have this little cheese slice thing that I can... So of course there are proper tools that you are supposed to use. I'm using the kitchen knife that I'm going to give a good wash, but all the loose pieces of clay that I haven't used, I'm going to pop back into my box and use for a different project. So that box is actually not bad, $5.99. I'm going to get a pot out of it and probably another flat dish. It's good value and you're having fun doing it too. I recommend doing this, especially for the kids. They love to get dirty and messy, but we'll let this dry and I'll come back to it a little bit later on. Let's see what it looks like. And this pulls out really easy. I really like it. Spare bathroom just on the sink, and I'll leave it here just for when we have visitors. I'm going to put some little treats inside. So I have this Muscle mineral bath soak, and then when we have visitors, if they want to just help themselves to any of this stuff, they can. That is a body scrub and a face scrub, and then I have a little soap. I think I'm going to take it out of its package though. But yeah, if you're interested to see what the bathroom looks like, I've added a few more touches. Watch out for Friday's vlog. So that pot, I think if I was to go to Target, I think that would have cost me at least $20. And the clay cost me $5.99. And the paints, each little paint is, I think $1.50, $1.90. It costs less, plus it's completely customizable. So if you have a green bathroom, you could have painted your pot green. But I have to say, the step that I did not do, which I'm going to do, you want to buy some of that white children's glue and you just want to paint that on, and that's going to protect it from any splashes. But yeah, that's the last step. I didn't have time to do that step, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoyed this craft video. Let me know if you'd like to see more. I love to do crafts, that's my thing. Pop over to Maria's video, see what she's done, and pop over to Tina's video and pick one of our older videos and check out. Thanks so much. I will see you on Friday with an extra long vlog because I missed last Friday. Sorry about that, folks. I'll see you then.